This is the Making Noise podcast.
This is going to be a controversial statement, I think. I don't think it's a bad time to be in school. And the reason I think that is because even though the university experience is not going to be what it was if, if we could meet in person and if we could do ensembles together and play together and be together in class, even though the university experience is not going to be the same, it's definitely better to be in school than to be trying to find a job in your field now in an economy where those jobs are not available. So in a way, I haven't addressed it as much as I thought I might, simply because I have a certain amount of optimism. We know that the virus will pass. We don't know when it will. We hope it will be soon, but we do know that there will be a future without the virus. And at the point that happens, there will be jobs in, especially in music education. But we know that there's an end to it at some point. And so my focus largely has been, and this actually surprises me because like you, I was thinking it was going to be more of a topic that was going to come up with more frequency. But as it is, I think we've become, within my studio and with the people I've been working with, we've become very present focused in terms of, we have students who are here to finish a degree. We need to find the ways to give them the best experience now while they're in college and to get them, to do our best to give them the experiences that they need in order to be successful later on, to the best of our abilities, online, socially distant, with masks and with all the precautions. I guess time will tell if that's the right approach. I do worry. I worry especially about students who are finishing their degrees soon. But I also know that based on the students I work with, that they're very resilient. Many of them have experience working in other fields already, in other kinds of work. And so I am optimistic. I'm optimistic because I think my students are awesome, but I also think that they have, if worst comes to worst and the teaching job, the music job that they're hoping to get out of school either isn't available or it's much more competitive because, more people are applying for it. I'm confident that my students will be able to find employment in some capacity until the time at which they are able to find the kind of job that they're looking for.
Wow.
Hopefully not being too, too optimistic, not realistic. I'm hoping that I'm not being, non-realistic about it. I want to be a realist, but yeah. I do believe it will pass at some point, and I do believe in the resilience of my students.
I love what you said about the thinking of the presentness, just focusing on what's within our immediate reach, and I was talking about this I think yesterday with someone else about just prioritizing and focusing on the things that are within your control. And because there's so much external things that are happening right now that is out of our control, and it's very easy to just, it's such a racy time right now, and I mean that in a sense, things are topics are sensitive. People are, we've been cooped up for a long time, and now we're still not, the level of comfort is slowly but still not there. And I love that you mentioned that, having that presentness and focusing on this is what's important right now. Is that what you mean by that when you say
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's both. It's out of immediate necessity, but also because that, I mean, for me, that's something I'm always trying to be better at, is living in the present. Because I tend to be extremely future focused to the detriment of the present. I'm always thinking ahead to like what's happening tomorrow. Do I have to do something tomorrow? Do I have to submit something tomorrow? How am I going to, structure my day tomorrow? And I often do that, to the detriment of just living in the moment and enjoying the life that I'm living as it is right now. And I think, I mean, COVID is, the precautions that we have to take in our, in our department and in the state of Arkansas because of COVID kind of, I think, force you into the present in a certain way. Because like as an example, the class that I teach, I'm teaching online because the capacity of the class is too large for any of the classrooms, or the classroom which we've been assigned. So I have to teach the class online, and it's impossible to get ahead of myself while I'm teaching online, because at any given moment, I have to be keeping track of the technology. Am I still connected to the internet? Is video turned on? How's the camera angle? Can they see what they need to? Keeping track of, students, okay, somebody sent me a message. Somebody also just dropped out of the meeting. I have these things that I need to get through. But then I have to, if I'm not focused in the present, I can forget important things like, for example, if I'm sharing a video, it's super irritating in Zoom, by the way, that you have to check the share audio button. For the audio, I'm always showing a video and then getting chat messages. Hey, I think you forgot to share the audio with that video. But the point being, if I get ahead of myself, but it always happens when I get ahead of myself, that, okay, I'm going to show the video. I get the video going, and then my brain goes, okay, after the video, we need to do this and this and this. But if I'm not focused on the video, then I, will forget to turn on the sound. I'll forget to do just the immediate technological things that need to be done to keep the class running smoothly. So in a way, I think that's a mindset that I could take past COVID, is just, trying to do my best work in the moment, and to not be thinking so much about the future that I forget to enjoy the present.
That's I can imagine that being quite challenging if you're very forward thinking. How do you like sort of check yourself in a way to make sure that you're focusing on, like, do you have any sort of little mind tricks you do for yourself, or like put little post-it notes on the mirror and say, remember, right now matters?
I'm a huge fan of timers because I'm the kind of person that will spend forever doing something unless there's a check on it. So I've been trying to be good about, whenever I'm doing something, setting the timer, and then when the timer goes off, the task is done. And then I don't have to worry about the future, because sometimes, I'll be working on it and I'll go, oh, what if it takes me, 2 hours to plan my hour-long class tomorrow, and then I don't have time to do, to respond to emails, practice, or do the other things I'd planned to do. But if I set the timer, and the problem is that I don't stop when the timer goes off. That's but at the very least, the timer goes off, then I know mentally, like, oh, I should have been done at this time. It helps. It's not a perfect system, but it does help, so that I'm at least trying to, that I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm getting to the next thing because it's on the timer. It's already going to happen when it's supposed to.